So what's your name?
Jim.
Jim, what's your last name?
Stamper. Stamper.
Okay. So, John Adams has been a staple here and a wonderful guy, and everybody who follows then the Indians, now Guardians, know who that man is.
Yeah.
What do you think he meant to the old stadium and this stadium?
Well, it separated us from other ballparks, and the name Indians, of course, and the drum and the beat that he played, and the consistency of every game. I think he missed 2 a year for 40-plus years, or maybe 50 years. 1973, I believe. And you went into the park and you expected to hear it, especially when a big rally was starting. And that's what they call it, the rally drum. And he was just an awesome guy, like you said. We were both drummers. We'd both go out to jam nights together, and we'd share ideas about the full drum kit and just about baseball. And I'll tell you, if the Indians were doing bad, he was not holding back with the verbiage. It was hilarious because he was a fan first, and then he hit that drum, and he hit it hard, And I went to see him like about a week before he passed away, and we just laughed and talked about the Indians and the future, and I never once mentioned how it's going to be because he was sick, and it eventually took his life, and he didn't say, well, who's going to replace me or this, or he just all the way to the end was a Cleveland baseball fan, and he always told me he'll always wear a Chief Wahoo hat.
How much did he love Cleveland just in general? And that was his staple. Mm-hmm. But from you knowing him, what did that mean to him, being from Cleveland and trying to promote Cleveland?
Well, I think when it started, he just did it to go down there one day. He bought that drum for $25 and went down there, and it was such a hit from the very first time that people around said, you got to come back, you got to do that. And he came back, and then, how many years later? And it meant so much when the kids would come up and take pictures with them, and weddings would come up in their full wedding dress and tuxedos and walk all the way to the bleachers. I did that with my daughter when her, not her actual wedding day, but we came down here the day after. We walked up there, and he talked to him. We let him hit his drum, and just the camaraderie that Cleveland had identifying with him, as a fan banging on that drum.
How proud are you to be here and to, be here opening day? And, this is such an iconic thing that you're doing. How important it is that you were here to do that?
Well, I had to come down because last year was my 50th straight home opener. Now, to be honest, I didn't go in because I am still upset with the name change and losing Wahoo and all that, but I love the team. And my grandson's 8 and 6 know more about baseball than I think I do. And I will not desert the game because of them, and I'll come down when they want to come. But I had to come down today and talk to fans, and just like you're asking questions about being down here, because it feels so good opening day, and there's nothing like it. And I never missed one playoff game, here.
Wow.
So,
wow.
All those years.
And last thing, you talked about being a drummer. Tell me a little bit about that. Where did you play? And
I had many bands in Cleveland, rock bands, jazz bands, wedding bands, horn sections, Irish Celtic rock band that my sons played with me in. We played everywhere.
Wait. Irish Celtic rock.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell me about...
Well, you ever heard of the Titanic movie? The band that was on there called Gaelic Storm?
Yeah.
That's Celtic rock. Like real up-tempo, with fiddles and bagpipes and mandolins and borons and drums and guitars and all the rock instruments with Irish people singing.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Oh, that was a fun band.
Well, I love the fact that you said upbeat, up-tempo, because this is Upbeat Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's featuring people like you who are upbeat, positive people. So... in the last thing, what can you say about how great this area is, Northeast Ohio? What can you say about that?
Since I grew up in Cleveland, and we'd come downtown and you'd be worried about the guy walking behind you. And now, and it's, any city has its issues, but it's amazing what they've done, you know, and I've lived to seen it, and I come down here as often. And I used to play down here at the old Cleveland Agora, which was where Springsteen got his roots, and Rush and all the other big bands.
Up near 55th.
Yeah. Well, before that, it was on 24th Street downtown here.
Oh, okay,
the
yeah,
original
right.
Agora.
Gotcha.
And all the bar owners I know. I've been in the bar business for 42 years, so I come down here and I'm gonna put this drum away and go see my buddy's son that owns a bar right across the street here, and just the nightlife. Now, it's gonna come back on East 4th Street when the weather gets good. Summer dries up. Winter dries up, and people stay in the suburbs or wherever they live. But the people moving back, the buildings going up, and of course, you know, building this place and the Cavs. You know, I mean, look at this. You know, the whole thing, and we got to hope the Browns can live up to it because the pressure's on there.
Yeah, it's on now. The roster looks great.
Yeah.
But every year we hear that. But now we've got to do something.
Oh, I'd love to have been down here for.